Well, it has been quite a week, hasn't it? And I am so grateful that the city and you have all settled into doing what we need to do in terms of following the governor's order and making sure we're practicing safety at home and excellent social isolation. I want to touch base a little bit on the questions that we have from some businesses about essential businesses and non-essential businesses. First of all, floridadisaster.org, that's floridadisaster.org, is the place to go for those answers primarily. You can see the list of essential businesses and outlined how those particular nuances to be considered exist within them. And if you don't fit in that somewhere, you're a non-essential business. Now, we get some specific questions, and this gets on the fine line of, am I on this side of essential or non-essential, about some things that provide benefits to people. And so it might be that in the case of a bookstore owner that is going to provide a book to a particular customer for a reason, they pay for it online, they do it in advance, they allow it to be picked up, or they even drop it off in their mailbox on the way home and make arrangements for that. That could be something that might be on a health basis beneficial to the recipient. There might be an essential need for the customer to be able to learn something about repairs or have some knowledge or some issue about life even. But clothing shopping, things that are, we have closets and we have clothes, those are non-essential businesses, and there aren't going to be needs on a near-term basis. If an owner-operator wants to do something for a specific customer and they do that on an online basis, that's one thing. But to have a store be open on a retail basis, it's not. You know, if you would go and drive through the village shops, for example, right now, you'd see that they're absolutely closed. And the only it's the foods that are, the services that are delivering foods that can be picked up, or an online order delivery for a Books A Million, for example, can be picked up there. But beyond that, you'll see things are closed. So what we want you to do is just use good sense. This is about staying as safe as possible, as close to home as possible, and having physical isolation. You know, the social isolation side, you can argue maybe you could do that as a FaceTime with your family, that's one thing. But certainly physical isolation from other people. And frankly, if you're in a working situation where you have a boss who's asking you to do something and you're not on the essentials list and it's within 6 feet of the person, there is no opportunity for you to have to be required to do that job. That is part of the order, is to keep those distances. So I hope this is helpful. I want to encourage you to continue to keep on keeping on, practice safe hand washing and just great procedures as we go along. The worst, I believe, is yet to come. We don't want to be discouraged by that. We just want to know we've arrested the process a great deal. And until we start to see the numbers plateau, this is what we're going to have to keep doing. So figure out how to be creative, and thanks for your time, and I hope you have a great weekend.